Turn up. Good.
Vershon Moore was given two gifts in this world.
I mean, I always feel at home, when I'm on the field.
Talent on the football field.
That was my goal in mind, was to be, that #1 leading rusher, break as many records I can here.
And a second chance.
I realized, what did I just do?
In August 2011, the day before the beginning of fall camp, Moore robbed an ATM at this credit union on 10th Street. With $50,000 in his pocket, he had nowhere to run.
It was at that point I realized, basically my life is over with.
It was very much out of character for him to do that.
That's probably like the worst day, worst day I've ever experienced in my life.
After just 2 seasons, Moore was only 1,500 yards shy of being the school's all-time leading rusher. But instead of setting football records, he now had a criminal one. After being charged with bank robbery and carrying a firearm, facing a possible maximum sentence of 30 years, Judge Julie Robinson sentenced him to just 30 months.
Probably one of the most important things was just the sense of remorse he demonstrated and being sorry for his actions. He presented as a very gentle person.
Getting 2 years rather than 6 years or rather than 30 years was just a blessing within itself.
Once Vershon Moore got out of prison, he came back to Washburn and set his sights on becoming one of the best football players in program history and eventually finding his name on the wall here in the Hall of Fame. Now free from the chains of the justice system, Moore needed to rebuild his football career. But first came his reputation.
That wasn't the person who I was. I don't want people to I don't want people to look at that situation or what's written down on paper. I want people to recognize who I am as a person before they try to judge me.
2 years as an Ichabod, 2 as an inmate, and 1 more shot at a normal life.
There isn't any punishment we could do that's greater than what he already had. So now is a time for, healing and getting back on track.
Moore finished his career second on the all-time rushing list at Washburn.
Stick that foot in the ground, get upfield. Hey.
He'll earn his major in criminal justice in May, but he wants a career in the game he loves.
I'm still training right now. If something happens at the next level, then, it happens. But since I started coaching and helping out with the running backs, I like it a lot. So even after I finish school, that's just what I plan to do.
I think he can be a really good coach.
Make a move, good.
With a weight lifted off his shoulders, Moore is thankful he gets a second chance to take his life down a different road.
I avoid that whole street, so if I need to go down 10th Street, if it's an easier route, I honestly take a whole nother route just so I won't have to go in that direction. Honestly, I do not regret, anything that happened. And the reason why I say that is because I feel like it has taught me so much that if I didn't go through that or I wasn't faced with that, I wouldn't be who I am today.
Vershon Moore was gifted with football talent and now has a second chance to use it. With photojournalist Brad Pekanek, Jonathan Deutsch, 13 News.